My brothers and sisters, pause for a moment and breathe. Life can feel unbearably heavy at times. Sometimes the tears fall before we even understand what's hurting us. But today, I want to remind you of a truth so powerful that it can change the way you carry every struggle from this moment forward. Listen carefully, stop worrying. Allah is already solving what you're crying about. My beloved brothers and sisters, how often do we break down alone, thinking no one sees, no one hears, no one understands? Yet the one who created your tears sees them long before they fall. The one who placed compassion in your heart understands every pain you've tried to hide. Sometimes the solution is already on its way. But Shaitan makes us believe we are abandoned. So today I tell you, stop letting your fears shout louder than your faith. Allah says in the Quran, indeed, with hardship comes ease, not after it. With it, that means your solution was created at the same moment as your difficulty. You're not waiting for Allah. Allah is waiting for you to trust Him. Sometimes in life, you look around and nothing seems to be moving. The situation looks frozen, the problem feels impossible, and your heart whispers, how will this ever change? But here is the reality that we often forget. Allah begins solving your problems long before you even realize there is a problem. Before the tear falls, the solution is already written. Before the worry enters your heart, the mercy has already been sent. This alone should make you pause and breathe, because you are never facing life alone. This is your reminder: what looks silent to you is full of movement from Allah. You see, human beings depend on what they can see. If they see progress, they feel safe. If they see stillness, they feel anxious. But Allah teaches us that the unseen world is more active than the world in front of your eyes. When you feel stuck, that is when the divine plan is most alive. When you feel ignored, that is when your name is mentioned in the highest heavens. When you feel like nothing is changing, that is exactly when everything is changing in ways you cannot detect. Your job is not to understand the plan. Your job is to trust the one who planned it. Sometimes Allah delays the result because He is rearranging people, opportunities and circumstances in your favor. Sometimes He holds something back because He knows the exact moment when receiving it will benefit you the most. Without this timing, you might misuse the blessing or miss the lesson that was meant to strengthen your heart. This is why worrying drains you. It makes you forget that the one managing your affairs is the most merciful, the most wise, the best of planners. Think about the times in your life when you thought everything was falling apart, only to later realize everything was falling into place. Think about the moments you cried and later you said, Alhamdulillah, now I understand. If Allah solved your past, protected you from things you didn't even know were dangerous, and guided you through pain you never thought you'd survive, why would He stop now? The same Lord who carried you then is carrying you today. So when nothing makes sense, remind your heart, just because you can't see it doesn't mean Allah isn't doing it. The silence is not a sign of abandonment, it is a sign of divine preparation. Your path is being built, your doors are being unlocked, and your prayers are being answered, quietly, beautifully, and perfectly, in the timing of Allah. There are moments when your heart feels heavy, your breath becomes shaky, and your eyes fill with tears before you can even form the words for what you're feeling. In those moments, you may think you're breaking, but in reality, you are connecting. This is something many people don't realize. Your tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of closeness to Allah. They are a language your soul speaks when your tongue cannot. And the most comforting truth is this: every tear you shed in sincerity is seen, heard, and valued by the most merciful. Nothing you cry about goes unnoticed in the heavens. Think about this powerful hook for your heart. The tears you cry in the darkest nights are often the seeds of the brightest mornings. When you cry to Allah, you are not collapsing. You are surrendering in the most beautiful way. You are trusting that the one who created your heart knows exactly how to heal it. Tears wash away the heaviness that words cannot express, and Allah loves the servant who turns to Him when they are hurting. When your heart trembles with pain, He is closer to you than ever. When you whisper in sujood, He hears you even when your voice breaks. When you feel invisible to the world, you are completely known to Allah. There is a special kind of comfort in knowing that your tears have a place to go. They do not fall into emptiness, they fall into mercy. They fall into forgiveness. They fall into healing. So the next time someone tells you to stay strong and hide your emotions, remember this: real strength is not hiding your tears. Real strength is knowing where to direct them. And there is no safer place than the one who loves you more than anyone ever could. Your tears soften your heart. They bring you humility, and they elevate your rank in ways you cannot imagine. Some of the greatest moments of divine help come right after the deepest moments of breaking. Allah does not ignore a heart that calls out to Him. He responds in ways you might only understand later. The peace you're searching for often arrives after the tears you're afraid to cry. So don't be ashamed of your emotions. Don't think crying makes you weak. Crying in front of people may feel embarrassing, but crying to Allah is empowering. Every drop that falls is a silent prayer, a message your heart sends directly to the one who can fix everything. And the most beautiful part, Allah never rejects those tears. They are recorded, honored, and answered, sometimes instantly, sometimes slowly, but always perfectly. There is a profound truth that many people hear but rarely absorb. Hardship and ease are not two separate chapters of life. They come together, written on the same page. Allah tells us clearly, indeed with hardship comes ease. Not after it, not eventually, not someday with it. This alone should shift the way you see every challenge. The moment a difficulty enters your life, ease is already walking beside it, even if you cannot see it yet. This is your hook. What you're struggling with right now already has its relief built into it. When you understand this, your heart stops assuming that pain means punishment or delay. Instead, you begin to see it as a bridge, something you are meant to cross, not something meant to destroy you. Every hardship you face is carrying its own solution, its own wisdom, its own growth. Allah does not send difficulty to break you, He sends it to build you. And often, it is the exact difficulty you fear that becomes the reason for your transformation. The ease may come in the form of patience, clarity, strength, or opportunities you never imagined. But it always comes. Many people ask, if ease is with my hardship, why don't I feel it? The answer is simple, because we expect ease to look like comfort. But sometimes ease looks like endurance. Sometimes it looks like tears that lighten your chest, like a friend who appears at the perfect moment, like a door closing to protect you from harm. Sometimes the ease is quiet, hidden, unfolding slowly beneath the surface of your life. And because we're waiting for a dramatic change, we overlook the subtle ways Allah is already helping us. Think about your past. How many times did you feel overwhelmed thinking, I can't handle this? Yet somehow you managed. Somehow you got through. Somehow the situation shifted. That somehow was not luck. It was ease walking beside your hardship the entire time. You were being carried even when you didn't realize it. You were being strengthened while you thought you were breaking. Here is something to anchor in your heart. You are never tested alone. Allah is with you in the pain and with you in the relief. If you could see how perfectly the plan is unfolding behind the scenes, you would stop questioning and start trusting. Hardship is not the opposite of ease. It is the doorway to it. And every moment you endure with faith is bringing you closer to the ease that was written for you from the very beginning. There is a powerful shift that happens in your life the moment you stop forcing outcomes and start trusting Allah's plan. Many people think trust means doing nothing. But true trust is the opposite. It is doing your best while believing deeply that Allah will open the right doors at the right time. And here is your hook. The doors you cannot even imagine right now are already being built for you. When you trust Allah, you give yourself permission to experience miracles you never thought were possible. Sometimes you chase a specific path so desperately that you don't realize Allah is protecting you from it. You hold on to something with all your strength, believing it is good for you, while Allah is gently guiding you towards something far better. Trusting Allah means understanding this. What you think you want may be limited, but what Allah wants for you is limitless. You only see the next step, but He sees the full journey. He sees where each road leads, who belongs in your life, what will elevate you, and what will harm you. So when a door closes, don't panic, pause. Sometimes the rejection you fear is actually the redirection you need. When you place your trust in Allah, your heart becomes lighter. You begin to walk with a quiet confidence, because you know that nothing meant for you will ever pass you by. You stop begging for what is not written and start preparing for what is coming. Trusting Allah opens doors not just in the world, but inside you, doors of resilience, wisdom, and inner peace. You start recognizing that the delays, detours, and disappointments are not failures, they are divine strategies. They are shaping you for blessings that require a stronger version of you. Think about the times in your life when something didn't go your way, only for you to later realize it was the best thing that could have happened. Think about the opportunities that came unexpectedly, the solutions that appeared at the last moment, the moments of relief that felt almost impossible. That is what happens when Allah takes over your affairs. He sends help from places you least expect. This is why trust is so powerful. It transforms fear into faith, anxiety into calmness, and confusion into clarity. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, whisper this to your heart: Allah is arranging everything for you in ways your mind cannot comprehend. What seems like a setback might actually be the preparation for something extraordinary. When you trust Allah fully, you stop chasing what isn't yours and you start attracting what is meant for you. And that is where true peace begins. There are moments in life when you feel like everything is collapsing at once. Your plans, your peace, your strength. You look at the pieces and wonder how something so painful could ever lead to anything good. But here is the hook your heart needs to hold on to. What breaks you today is often the very thing that prepares you for the blessing that is on its way. Allah never allows pain to touch your life without purpose. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every unexpected turn is shaping you into the person who will be ready to receive what you've been praying for. Sometimes you ask for a beautiful destination, but you forget that the journey requires growth. You ask for strength, and Allah gives you situations that teach patience. You ask for clarity, and Allah removes people who cloud your vision. You ask for success, and Allah gives you obstacles that build resilience. Pain is not the opposite of progress. Pain is progress in disguise. It softens your heart, sharpens your wisdom, and deepens your connection with Allah. When Allah is preparing you for something great, He does not always make the path comfortable, but He always makes the outcome worth it. The truth is, blessings come with a weight, and Allah knows exactly how much strength you need to carry them. Sometimes He breaks the old version of you so you can grow into the version that can handle the next chapter. What feels like loss may actually be clearing space. What feels like rejection may actually be protection. And what feels like an ending may actually be the beginning you didn't know you needed. If you could see what Allah is saving you from, or what He is preparing for you, your heart would fall into sujood out of gratitude for every hardship you once cried over. Think about your life for a moment. How many times did you go through something painful, only to understand later why it had to happen? How many tears did you shed over things that eventually turned into the best turning points of your life? The same way your past pain became wisdom, your current pain is becoming preparation. Allah is not delaying your blessing, He is refining you for it. So when your heart feels tired, remind yourself you are not being punished, you are being prepared. Pain is not the end of your story, it is the chapter that strengthens your character for the goodness written ahead. And the blessing coming your way will make everything you endured make sense in the most beautiful way.